You're looking at a 1965 FX4 Austin Taxicab. This car would have served as a real taxi in London from about 1965 to perhaps the late 1970s, when it was brought to America, to the US, to California, and given a major renovation to the car that you now see here. It is authentic in every way as a London taxi cab, except for two things. One is the color, which is now a midnight blue, very, very nice looking midnight blue. And the other thing is an antenna, a TV antenna on the back of the cab, as limos sometimes have, which I'll show you as we move around to that part of the car. I'm just going to walk around the car now so you can have a look at it. The paintwork is from the mid-1980s, likely, still holding up remarkably well, as you can see. Now up there is the antenna, because as you'll see later, there's a TV set inside the car. Other than those two things, the antenna and the color, the car is exactly the same as it was in 1965 from the outside. Inside, it's a different story. Just walking around the back, and as you can see, that is the original British license plate, the yellow one. Originally there would have been bias ply tires on. In fact, there were bias ply tires on the car when I bought it 12 years ago. Now there are Yokohama radials on it that make for a much better ride and much safer in the wet. So that essentially is the outside of the car. There's only one more thing I should mention, and that this car was owned for about 8 years by the famous American entertainer Flip Wilson. In fact, it was probably done up for him when it came over from the UK. Up there where the taxi sign would normally be, and it still works, the light comes on at night, if you switch it on, of course, instead of saying taxi or for hire, it says flip. And that's as it was in the late 1980s, early 1990s. So that's the outside of the car. I'm going to pause the video at this point, and I'm going to open up the doors and the hood and the trunk and show you a little about that. So there's the car with the hood open, the trunk open, and all the doors open. We'll go and have a look under the hood first off. Now this car used to be powered by a small 4-cylinder diesel when it was a taxi, and when it came to the US and was renovated, a Ford 302 V8 was installed, very neatly installed, as you can see, and it works very, very well. It's still no hot rod, this car, because it's a heavy car, but it certainly keeps up with the traffic on the highway. There we have under the hood. Just walking around here now. It's the driver's station. Now normally when it was a taxi, The passenger seat beside the driver would not have been there. That's where the luggage was carried. But the passenger seat has been in there now for years and years. The phone you can see there is in fact an intercom from the front to the back. Looking in the back from the right side of the car, now these cars had two jump seats normally. A bit squeaky. That's a jump seat there, and one would normally have been on the other side, but instead there is an entertainment center. Let's see if I can get far enough back here so you can see that. It's a bit dark. With a TV, a DVD player, and a radio. And the radio has an iPod player as well. These are newer bits of equipment in the entertainment center. The original pieces that were put in during Flip Wilson's day had given up the ghost somewhere along the line, and I in fact replaced them. Although the installation is essentially the same as it looked when Flip Wilson had the car. Backing out now, going around to the back of the car. This is the trunk, relatively small trunk, but as I just mentioned, the luggage was carried beside the driver when it was a taxi cab. But there's enough room here to carry a weekend's worth of luggage. That's the rear air conditioning unit, which is located in the trunk. The car has two air conditioning units working off one compressor. One in the front, of course, and one in the back. Now we're on the left side of the car, again looking in to the front compartment. And now to the back compartment. I mentioned the new compressor for the air conditioning unit, and that's it there. You're looking at it, the shiny silver piece there. That was put in just last year. It's brand new. So that's it for the static views of the car. I'll add on some views on the road if I get the chance to. What I will do though is to start the car for you so you can just listen to the engine. I'm going to have to stop the video just momentarily. So I just started the car. Engine's running. And that's it. That's the car. 1965 London Taxicab.